Hari Om. Good evening. A very warm welcome to all my dear friends and sadhaks. Let's all pray together. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutam gamaya sahana vavatu sahano bhunaktu saha viryam karavavahai तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. O Lord, the Almighty, Manuhu Tvashta, to such a supreme, all-powerful, all-pervading Lord, we offer our sastang pranams to you together to seek your blessings, your mercy, your compassion, your love, your devotion, your strength, your forgiveness, Shraddha, Bhakti, Jnana, Vairagya. O Lord, please grant us the power and strength to understand all what you have said and to make it a practice in our lives and experience your divinity during our life and reach your abode at the end of our journey. Om Tat Sat. So today we are on the 168th Divine Discourse, the 15th of December 2020, Sharvari Nama Samvatsara, Dakshinayana, Hemanta Rutu, Margashira Masa, Shukla Paksha, Prathama, Mula Nakshatra, Ganda Yoge, Balavakarane. On this auspicious day of Tuesday, an auspicious time of the evening, Naham Karta Hari Karta Hari Preranaya Hari Pritirtam. Everything that we are receiving, experiencing in our lives is nothing but the grace of God. To such a Lord, our salutations once again. Our humble salutations and gratitude to the entire Guru Parampara who have been instrumental in bringing this divine knowledge right to our doorsteps. Hari Om. A very warm welcome to all my dear friends and sadhaks once again. Okay. So, let's together sing Bhaja Govindam and then the third verse, Naari, sthana, bhara, nabhi, desham. And we'll take it forward from there. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate Samprapte san nihite kale Samprapte san nihite kale nahi nahi rakshati dukurum karane nahi nahi rakshati dukurum karane Naari sthana bhara nabhi desham drishtva magha moha vesham etan mamsa vasadi vikaram etan mamsa vasadi vikaram manasi vichintaya varam varam manasi vichintaya varam varam bhaja govindam bhaja govindam govindam bhaja Mudhamate. In our previous class, we understood that now Jagat Guru Shankaracharya is talking about the third leg or the goal of a human life. Under the Purushartha, Dharma was the first verse, Bhaja Govindam. Second was where he spoke about Artha, not to go into excessive quest for money. And now he comes to the third one, which is Kama, desire. And amongst the desires, what can really trigger your senses? The top of the list is the desire towards the opposite gender. So here, he straight says that you have to have a control on this. And how do you do this? So he says you have to look at a dosha drushti in this. Anything which you don't want to do in life, or you want to get rid of it in life, what one needs to do? Needs to develop a dosha drushti. Dosha means there is something not that good in this. There's something which is harmful to me in this. Where you're seeing a dosha, a lakuna. And with that drishti or vision, what you see is you try to get out of it. Like last what we discussed about this sadhu and how that prostitute. She really did a penance. If you go to see 1 week without food and just on some water, is it not a great penance she did? And more importantly, her beautiful hair, which is her asset for her business, she had to give up that. Now, it may sound a little barbaric. Arey, what is this? She did it so crude. But she said, I must save the patana. Patana means the downfall of a great sage. And this is worth it. My hair will grow back. If I eat well for a week, I'll get back my strength and lustre. So here God also says that He protects a sincere sadhak from a downfall. That's another message which we need to get from this story. Now that we have sincerely surrendered to Him and we are on this path, somewhere if by delusion, by the strength of Maya, you get sidetracked, there is a chance that there is your patana happening. At that time, God will protect you. That is another assurance which comes out of this story. So here, just as a child, just as a mother scares a child, if a child is eating excessive ice cream or chocolates, what will the mother say? तुम्हारे दांत में कीड़े पड़ जाएंगे, तुम्हारे पेट में कीड़े पड़ जाएंगे. Your teeth will get infected with germs and you will have worms in your stomach. Now, suddenly the child gets alarmed. What is this? And by that very word of worms, that too in the stomach, you imagine what will the child undergo. So he'll start to think. That is this dosha drushti which the Jagat Guru is trying to make us understand. And then he says, you are looking at a woman as a bhoga vastu. Do you know what a woman is? Do you know the sanctity? Do you know how sacred a woman is? Don't just look with the eyes of kama at a stri. And there he says, the word stri, if you break it into the mula words from where you have got the word stri, it has got 4 important words. Sa, ta, ra and e. All these 4 alphabets, they make this divine word stri. And sa stands for sattva guna. Ta stands for tamo guna. And ra stands for rajo guna. What he tells here is, you have to rise from all these 3 gunas and ease Ishvara at the top. Cross the sattva rajas tamas and reach the top, which is the Ishvara. Remove that kama drushti, then only you can see the daiva drushti. No doubt, kama is sukha, but it is alpa. Alpa means only for a short time. But God is eternal. So look at the aspect, higher aspect in this kama, which is 3, and don't fall for as a trap for the lower aspects of 3. After bhoga, there is only rog. There is no yoga of union with the Lord. The more you indulge in your senses, what happens? At one point, it makes you weak and weak and weak. And eventually, you'll end up in rogue. And never an intelligent person would want to have this in life. He will say, no, I have to rise from bhog to yoga. He makes up his mind. And then he says, I have to find a dosha drushti now. Otherwise, I will not be able to give this up. And in this context, how we have explained it through that story, he tries to, at every aspect, he looks at, okay, now I'm excessively eating sugar, let's say, a simple example. What will happen? I'll have at one point diabetes. Even then I don't control. It will shoot up, and it will also give me various other ailments. And finally I will be lying on the bed where I'm pricked again and again. I have to undergo again and again so many tests and examinations of my body, visit from one doctor to another. What is that I'm doing in life? Is this all my life? So like this you have to develop a dosha drishta. For what? Just because there is one sweet which is coming in front of you, something nice, delicious which is coming in front of you, to say no to it is very difficult. So develop this dosha drishti. Then only you will be able to give up such sensations of the world. Now look at, they are not saying that a woman to a man or a man to a woman is wrong in life. No, that is the basis of the entire creation. God has done that. But he says, have it in the right parameter. Even Rishis had married, they were grihasthas, and not only one wife, they had more than one wife. But they knew what was the reason behind having wives and procreation. And with that procreation, they were running their schools, ashrams for teaching scriptures and the glory of the Lord. They did not make it as a kama vastu where they were always indulging in these kind of activities. So here it is, the Lord is only trying to say, from sattva rajas tamas, go higher, have that higher attitude in life. As they say, your attitude in life decides the altitude in life. So change your attitude if you want to go higher. I'll quote some examples. I did a bit of research on this. How the attraction to the opposite gender can ruin one's life. Like here, as they say, so many wars and battles have been fought only over a woman. Look at Bajirao. He was Chhatrapati Sahu's prime minister. He won 41 battles undefeated. Not a single battle in between he was defeated. But then when Mastani came in his life, everything got ruined. Look at Ravana, who was known as a Brahmagnani, who lived in a city of gold. Somewhere he heard about Devi Sita, and then at one stage during the Swayamvar, he saw her. Yes, he could not win the Swayamvar, but then that sight of that Devi Sita did not allow him to stay in rest. We all know what he did, and eventually what happened to him. Such great people with such great empires, they have become a victim to this attraction. Then look at Maharshi Valmiki. So how he got deluded by the Apsara, Menaka. Shurpanaka was attracted by Lakshman and she got her nose cut. If you take of the recent stories, you have Prince Charles of Wales. Now, this is from the dynasty where he was highly attracted to his ex-girlfriend, which was Camilla Parker Bowles, and then eventually had to divorce Diana in 1996. And King Philip, who was his father, you know what he says? He says Charles was silly to risk everything with Camilla. Meaning, such a beautiful marriage with the Diana which happened, all that got extremely disturbed. In fact, he goes to each and every family member, this Prince Charles, he goes to every family member and says, can anybody listen to my worries and troubles? Is anybody human enough here to lend me their ears so that I can speak what my feelings are? That was how he suffered. Now, what was the reason for all this? Just because he was attracted to somebody else, which nobody in the family was accepting to, because he's going to be the future king of this entire empire. So likewise, this is something under the terminology kama, which is a desire, nothing but which attracts the senses. Now, here this dosha drushti has to be whatever, without which what they propagate, the scriptures propagate is, if you do not develop a dosha drushti, then you will fall a prey at every stage, you will fall a prey to such desires. So this is how he addressed the word kama. Then, now the question comes, I am not that old, I still have enough in life, let me look at all this at a later point of time in life. See, only the fortunate get this at the right time. Till then, without knowledge, every one of us have been following what our senses and mind told us to do. And one need not be guilty about this, because we had no knowledge about all this. Under the quality of forgiveness, the first thing we said, whom should you forgive? Forgive yourself. Never be guilty about anything which has happened in life. Forgive yourself. You didn't have that knowledge at that point of time. You were carried away. Yes, that is the power of Maya in this world. You were carried away. Don't bother about that. Now that you have got the knowledge, rise. Move from this tamas, rajas, sattva, go higher and reach Ishvara. The power which one has, which is just used for a sensuous sexual activity, they say this is a power which is, it lights as a, it's like a fuel to take you to the higher levels. As you will see, in the chakras we have the Mooladhara and the Swadhisthana. These are the two basic chakras where all these passions are seated. Now what happens, as far as you are becoming a victim to these passions again and again in excessive nature, all your energy is lost over there. You will not have the fuel to rise higher to the higher chakras. That's how the rishis were. They were very conservative on this front. Now it is not only about the rishis. In the recent, the famous personalities, if I have to mention a few, they have understood what is known as retention of semen. They say that this retention gives enormous power in one's body. And the famous personalities are Nikola Tesla, Leonardo da Vinci, Dalai Lama, Steve Jobs, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, and there are many more. So this is the importance which has to be regulated and used in life. So this is all. If you have to make your life healthy, lustrous, and if you want to have that power in your life, you have to control your desires. It could be towards anything, towards eating, towards the opposite gender, towards excessive indulgence of any other sense activity. So under this shloka, he makes it very clear. And don't think that you will try to attempt this at a later point of time in life. By that time, you would have lost all your vigor and energy and strength. And then we go to the next shloka now, where he explains, if you think that you can do things at a later point of time in life, you do not know how uncertain your life is. And he now talks about the uncertainty of life. The fourth shloka we can chant together. I'll first read the shloka. Nalani dalagata jalamati taralam tadvajjivita matishaya chapalam vidhi vyadhi abhimana grastam lokam shokahatancha samastam. Now let's sing together. Nalani dalagata jalamati taralam tadvajjivita matishaya chapalam vidhi vyadhi abhimanagrastam lokam shokahatancha samastam lokam shokahatancha samastam. Bhaja govindam, bhaja govindam, govindam bhaja mudhamate samprapte san nihite kale nahi nahi rakshati dukurum karane. This talks entirely about how uncertain our life can be. Nalani dalagata jalam. I'll give you a word by word translation and then we'll go into the meaning of the shloka. The water drop which is playing on a lotus petal. Nalani dalagata jalam. Ati, extremely, taralam, means it is uncertain. Tadvajjivitam, so is your life. Atishaya chapalam, ever unstable. Vidhi, understand. Vyadi abhimana grastam, you will be caught up with disease and false conceit. Lokam, in this world. Shokam, with pangs. Hatam, you will always be troubled. Chasamastam, in totality. Hence, Bhaja Govindam, which means what? Your life is no different than a drop of water which is dancing on a lotus petal leaf, which is extremely and highly unstable. Understand, this world, what do you get in the end? You will get diseases and conceit, which is again you are constantly burdened with pain and pangs. This is what he says. For this, one need not be that old to understand this. You can look at various people, how they have strived in their lives to bring up their children, to bring up their grandchildren. They have worked day and night. And finally, what happens to them? As they start aging, some reason or the other, they start getting secluded. Even being in the under the same roof, nobody wants to talk to them. Diseases are catching one after the other. By the time they cure one disease, something else shows up. You try to cure the second one, third and fourth are in line. Likewise, you are constantly struck by diseases. And then your mind starts getting disturbed. What is this? Why is this happening to me? Jagat Guru tells us here, this is how life is. Not only for you, for everybody. Accept this. As everybody was running around you when you were making money or when you were contributing to the family in a big way, everybody praised you, everybody spoke high about you. And now when you see, you are not in a position to do anything, how everybody neglects you. Don't get into these thoughts. Make use of this time. Chant BHAJA GOVINDAM. Be in the company of the Lord. The more the people desert you, don't mistake or misunderstand the situation. Take it as an opportunity that now everybody has given you that privacy to be with God and God alone. This is that beautiful divine message what the Lord tells us here. It is a body. It has got a 6-stage prakriya. Asti, jayate, viparinimate, vardhate, apakshiyate, and finally nashyate. From the time it is conceived, born, it grows, matures, and then slowly starts decaying, and one day it dies. That is the nature. You should understand the truth behind this. This is how life is. This is how the world is. And just be focused on the Lord and Lord alone. Otherwise, what happens? We get into wrong understanding and we start cursing people. And then we don't know. We throw tantrums. So this way, he says, cross over all this. And get ready. Now, as far as the uncertainty of life, I have seen my own very dear friend who comes from Chikmagalur. He was the only son, had about 250-300 acres of coffee estate, had a very luxurious life. Morning is to play golf, evening is to play hardcore shuttle, and such a person, I tell you, in the evening when he was warming up to play shuttle, he said, I want to sit down, I am feeling a little uneasy. He sat on the chair, and in the next 1 or 2 minutes, he got a paralytic attack. And in the next few minutes, he got a brain arrest. Gone. He expired. Now, this happened about 4 years back. I tell you, word to word, this seems so correct, what the Jagadguru is telling us over here, never doubt this uncertainty. One is in the best of health. He has got no pressures of anything because he is very well to do. Always happy, always joking. Many of my friends who are listening here have met him. Now, once we listen to his death, then you understand that there is no fundamental rule as to who would die when. If somebody is, okay, you can generally say if somebody is healthy, he will last long. But now tell me what happens to a person like this, who is so healthy, so jovial. Recently, we lost a friend of ours who was in our yoga group. She was about 62 years old, slim, trim, and after dinner, she was talking to her friends here and there, and then suddenly she collapsed. Within a minute, she was dead. Again, a brain hemorrhage. If you look at such situations, you will come to know that, oh, if I am this, I will last so many years. Never be under that wrong impression. Whatever be your state, however healthy you seem to look like, it is out of your prarabdha karma that you have got a good body, and it is out of your prarabdha karma that till the last breath you are leading a healthy life. But when death has to strike, it strikes. See, if somebody is marooned by diseases, it is because by prarabdha they have to experience diseases. That pain, that agony. So not necessarily that if you are healthy, you're going to last a long time. That is only your understanding. There are so many cases like this who have gone. So what he says is, if you have to achieve something in life, if you have lost most of your time in life, now at least don't think that I'm only 40, I'm only 50, I still have another 20 years or 30 years. Don't take it that way. Right from this, God and God alone. Don't get drowned in anxiety or pain. Just laugh at the world. Kick the world before the world kicks you. When you start getting old, the world definitely kicks you. But before that, you kick and get united with the Lord. And all this comes only when we are in this satsang. Only when we get to understand this. And it depends on each one's prarabdha as to when they should get this in life. Some very fortunate and divine souls get it at a very young age in life, in their 20s and 30s. The mediocre people get it in their 50s and 60s. And still fortunate people, they still get it at a later age. But we are all under that same shade card of being blessed. And we all have the grace of the Lord. We have to only make use of this to the best possible extent. Okay, now we'll talk a little more about this tomorrow, and then we move on to the next shloka. Now, Vishnu Sahasranama. We are in verse number 6, and we have 51 and 52 divine name today to be understood. Okay, now let's read the verse number 6. Aprameyo rishikeshaha padmanabho maraprabhu vishwakarma manustvashta stavishtastaviro dhruvaha. Manuhu. Now, here, in every mantra, what we chant, and in every period of time, Manu is present. And this quality of being present in every point of time and in every mantra, that gives the Lord this divine name as Manohu. Now when we talk of every point of time, so we have got 14 Manvantara. So this Manvantara is also known as, it derives from the root word Manohu. Now as we all know, we are in the Vaivasvata Manvantara. So there are 14 Manvantaras, and now how much time frame equals one Manvantara, which is again derived from word Manu, that we will understand. For your understanding, one human year equals 1 day of a Devata, which includes the Uttarayan and the Dakshinayan also, the entire 1 year. 360 human years equal 1 year of the Devata. So now 1200 Devata years, which amounts to 4,32,000 human years, are one Kali Yuga, Avadi, what we call. So in the same way, 2,04,000 Devata years, which amounts to 8,64,000 human years, is one Dwapar Yuga. 3,600 Devata years, 12,96,000 human years, is one Treta Yuga. And 4,800 Devata years, which is 17,28,000 human years, is the Satya Yuga, which is also known as Krita Yuga. So likewise, in total 43,20,000 human years, which is 12,000 Devata years, is one Mahayuga. And about 71 Mahayuga equals one Manvantara. So this is how. So you can see here that the entire period of time, the Lord as Manohu is prevalent. And when he created the Satya Yuga, he also created the mantras which are derived from the Vedas. So being in the mantras and being in at all times in the form of Manvantara, he is called Manohu. The next divine name is Tvashta, one who is present at the time of dissolution of this entire creation or universe. By that action which happens during the dissolution, he is known as Tvashta. So Manohu and Tvashta. Now let's chant the Dhanvantari mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashahastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidhaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashahastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidhaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa, Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa, Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Mahasudarshanaya Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrutakalashahastaya Sarvabhaya Vinashaya Sarvaroga Nivaranaya Trailokyapataye Trailokyanidhaye Shri Mahavishnu Swarupa, Shri Dhanvantari Swarupa, Shri 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 Aushadha Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. To the God of health, Dhanvantari, we offer our humble salutations and pranams. Now we had discussed about learning on a daily basis. There is so much we have already learned. I think it's now time to revise and revisit, where you will get more clarity when you listen to what you had listened for the first time. So we were thinking that at the same time, which is at, say, a class starts at 4:15. So at 4:15, we will send a link on the same group, and you all can, by pressing the link, you will land in this YouTube platform where you will get to listen the entire section. We have edited the meditation sessions, so you could start off with the classes, starting from the first discourse, and then maybe after a few shlokas, now we will be learning a very new technique of meditation, a 4-stage meditation, which will take you to the deepest core of your self and how to be established in consciousness all the time. So that we will be learning. So I want you all to get more knowledge on what the Jagat Guru is saying, and the techniques of this meditation also has been taught by the Jagat Guru. So we will try to combine together. So the knowledge and the practice of this meditation will go together. So once we start that practice of meditation, I will send another link, which immediately after the discourse, you all can press that link and continue that meditation. Otherwise it will be, you're listening to different kinds of meditation, and you will be a bit confused. So I want to maintain that flow of meditation and thoughts. So can we start from tomorrow, or you all want it when exactly? So please send me your feedback so that we can accordingly get into action. We all eat every day. We all have to exercise every day if we have to be healthy. We can't say that 3 months or 6 months I'll exercise and then the rest of my life I'm not going to exercise, or I'll exercise once in a month or once in 3 months. That's not going to work. Spirituality, if you want to get closer and closer, get the hang of what this knowledge is, one has to sharpen your skills on a daily basis. So I highly recommend, sooner the better, we should be clinged to this 1 hour we spend for our shravana, and then we are doing our sadhana, then we also keep thinking about all what we have learnt. That is manana, and we have now started the meditation. So with that, all this gets merged, and there you move from the sattva, rajas and tamas, you move towards Ishvara that way. Okay, good enough. So then we will start from tomorrow. I will send the link exactly at 4:15, and there will be no live chat or anything, because it will be a recording which will be posted and you have an access to it. So it is made very easy to you. You have to just press the link and make it a part of your life, that as we all sit to eat and or we do our exercise in a routine regular manner, same way for spirituality, which is the highest cause, one needs to devote that time. In case you're not able to do at 4:15, then make it a point some other part of the day while you're traveling. Good that if you are focused and doing it. If not, while you're traveling, while you're working, you get the link and start listening to it. You will see there will be so much clarity in what you have learned. And not only that, as you are learning further, that also would add to your clarity. So from tomorrow 4:15 we'll start. So there won't be any bhajan before, and all days excepting Sunday you will be getting these links, and the 2 days where we have our class, so that day we go on with our class. Thank you. I'm so glad that you all are enthusiastic about this. Okay, now let's do our meditation. Incidentally, yesterday the servers of YouTube, this is the first time I am also here. I heard about it. They had crashed, and when we were to start the Kannada session, so they had crashed. So we postponed it to today. So we're going to have immediately back to back a Kannada session now. Okay. All of you be comfortably seated. Head, neck and spine in a straight line. Your eyes gently closed. Wear a smile on your face. Let's take a few deep breaths. Now let's energize our entire body. We start from the legs, from the tip of our toes, slowly moving higher. With the power of visualization, visualize the consciousness slowly moving higher in a concentrated form, revitalizing, rejuvenating each and every cell of your body. Feel that your body, each and every cell is getting healthier in this process. Energize your trunk and back. Energize your abdomen and chest region. Energize both your hands. Energize your shoulder and neck. Energize your face and head. Now, our entire body and mind is energized. Let's do the chakra meditation. Today we shall be doing the Manipura and Anahata. Manipura chakra, yellow in color, placed behind your navel. Element is fire. To activate this chakra, we meditate with the Moola Bija mantra Ram, R-A-M. Ram. 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 Now we slowly move to the next chakra, Anahata chakra, which is in the middle of your chest, green in color. Element is air. To activate this chakra, one can meditate with the Bulamija mantra Yam, Y-A-M. Let's begin. Yam. 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 Middle of your chest. Feel the vibrancy of the chakra, which is green in color. Connect yourself to that power center. Element is air. Get deeply connected. Now, slowly bring your attention at the tip of your nose and focus on your breath. Become aware of yourself. Become aware of your mind. Become aware where you are seated and the surroundings. Rub your palms. Place them on your eyes and face. Feel the warmth. and slowly and lovingly open your eyes. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Together we all offer today's Jnana Yajna at the lotus feet of the Lord. Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Idam Namama. Om Tat Sat. Our humble salutations to the entire Guru Parampara. Thank you one and all for being a part of this wonderful divine journey. We look forward to see you all again back on Friday. Have a pleasant evening. Om Tat Sat.